You stole my heart of gold after my silver soul. Can you dig any deeper now? I gave you all I own, put you on this golden throne, but I'm a little stronger now.
Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Demand, and in this video today we are actually going to talk about how to improve your stats. Now, currently I am sitting at about a 4.7 KD and like a 10 win-loss. My win-loss is a little bit on the low side, although it's actually really not that low. I would just prefer not to have 51 losses. Anyways, so in today's video, like I said, we're talking about how to improve your stats. Now, the one way I think that you can really improve your stats is by actually playing in a party. So now I play on the Xbox One, and on Xbox One we have this feature called Looking for Group. And in this feature you can actually find yourself parties. Now, on my actual account, not the Road to Commander account, on this account, which is my actual account, I actually always play in parties. Not always, but a lot of the time I like to, because I can actually then focus on slaying out rather than always throwing myself on flags. Now, needless to say, I do play other parties. Don't come at me with that you're a dire shit, you don't play parties, because I will give some of these kids the cheeks. And I am not afraid to not play parties. So, enough of that. Get out of here with that shit. Now, another tip, well, I haven't really given you a tip. That was just kind of like the obvious. Now, the first tip I'm going to tell you is get your classes right. On SMG classes, I prefer to run the Gun Ho perk in the second tier slot because it allows you to pull up your gun faster off of sprinting. I know Quick Draw helps you pull up your gun faster, but it doesn't, I don't think it has anything to do with like pulling it up off a sprint, or else this perk really wouldn't be in the game. Now, this is kind of an essential. I mean, if you're running and gunning like I prefer to, I actually like to like run around the map quite a bit. I have a really bad tendency to sprint corners. Don't be sprinting corners. You should actually always be walking around corners. That is a prime example of what not to do. I completely sprinted the corner and I got clapped by this kid, as you see. I don't know what happened. My shot must have been just terribly off. But don't be sprinting corners. That is a tip that even pro players will give you, is you don't want to be sprinting corners because your gun won't be pulled up. You're going to come off of a sprint. Your gun's not going to pull up as fast. That's been like a tip that everyone's known for ages now. Ages. I think I first heard that in like Black Ops 2. So, don't sprint corners. Now, back on the topic of SMGs, I don't really use many SMGs in this game. I pretty much only use the Spitfire because it's the only one that I think actually has potential to do all that well. The Cordite's okay. I was using the Cordite in the first couple clips of this game, but that's like hardcore. Now, on the topic of hardcore, I don't actually play hardcore. I just thought I'd throw some of those clips in. So, hardcore kill confirmed is actually very broken. And what I mean by broken is the hardcore kill confirmed spawns are domination spawns, and it's 100 points per kill without the tag. So that was actually a little bit of like hardcore kill confirmed spawn trapping. Yes, I spawn trap. I'm not afraid to admit it. I will spawn trap. I don't do that very often. I just kind of had nothing else to do, and I found that on an LFG post. So I use LFG myself. It's not like my friends list is stacked or anything. That is great XP. It's a little bit hard to do because you actually have to have gun skill to put them in the trap, but once they're in the trap, it's not really hard to keep them in the trap. You can get feeds. It's about 30 to 50,000 experience a game. If you guys are interested in me showing you some spots on certain maps in Hardcore Kill Confirm for spawn trapping, I know them all, and I will make a video on it. Actually, I'll probably just do it regardless whether the viewers want it or not, because there's actually like no videos on the internet of anyone hardcore kill confirm trapping. I mean, they're there, but they're not really explaining like, okay, sit here, sit there. So I'll probably end up just like going over like all the spots on all the maps, and the maps that you can do it on are Slums, Firing Range, I believe Summit. Yeah, I think it's just those three. Oh, and Nuketown. Obviously Nuketown. I was doing Nuketown in the beginning. Okay, so the second tip is run lethal streaks, and know which lethal streaks to run in a pair. So when I play in parties, I play with good kids, so I know that I'm not really gonna get my attack chopper up in the air. I don't run attack chopper. In this game, I'm playing with two other people. One of them wasn't really playing. So in this gameplay, I'm using the drone squad. I believe the sniper's nest and the strike team. It's a good three, but like if you're not confident in getting that initial drone squad, you probably don't want to run this three. I always used to run UAV, attack chopper, and strike team, because the UAV would actually help me steamroll onto the attack chopper. But recently I found that the attack chopper's been getting shot down a lot. The sniper's nest is a little bit more quiet. It stays up in the air for, I don't know the duration, but like from other players shooting it down, it stays up in the air a lot longer. It's so much more quiet. Like, you hear an attack chopper in the air, if you're like some dyer or something, you're probably gonna whip out your launcher and shoot that shit down right away. You hear a sniper's nest, you're probably not gonna do all that much. You probably don't think it's all that lethal, but I will tell you, the sniper's nest is actually very lethal. It's received a buff, and it received a buff like a month ago, 2 months ago, I'm not really sure. But yeah, those are pretty good. Don't use a gunship. Gunship is the most trash score streak in this game. You'll never see me use a gunship. I've probably used 2 my whole time playing this game, and I could be master prestige by now because I reset at 4th prestige and now I'm back up to 9th prestige. So yeah, just do not use a gunship. It's not something that I would suggest you use to increase your stats. I mean, yeah, you can get kills, but it's so high up there. If you don't really believe in yourself, you're probably not going to get it. Is know the maps and know which maps you should be playing and shouldn't be playing. Now, a lot of the maps in this game that came off of launch actually aren't the greatest. I really don't play many of them. I played this map Frequency maybe a handful of times. I'm kind of picky with the maps I play, although I don't really agree on game devs bringing in throwback maps into the game because it makes the game feel saturated. Those are some of the maps I'm sticking to. Some of the maps on this, like that came with this game that I will play, are probably like, I don't know, Seaside, Frequency, rarely Frequency, and that's about it. Like Hacienda, trash. I will not play Hacienda because it has very weird traffic patterns that I just really don't like to understand. Like, I don't want to learn them, and I don't understand them, so I don't like to understand them. I know that doesn't really make sense, but to me that makes sense. I will not play Arsenal. That map is a pile of trash. It plays extremely slow, and I just really don't like it. Maybe if we had like a 9v9 mode with no specialist, I'd like it, but like on the current, how do I say this? On the way the game is currently, I don't really enjoy it, and so I will not play it. But when the maps that you play come into rotation, just kind of learn how to rotate the map properly. Now, as you see, I always move and I stick close to the walls. The reason why I stick close to the walls is I don't really like to be out in the open, so I'm kind of always running against something or running from head glitch to head glitch, cover to cover. Now, this is a tip that everyone always used to give back in like the glory days, like Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1, but I still play like this. I don't want to just obliviously run out into the open and get guns, so I'm always running from cover to cover or running against the walls. I don't know why, it just works for me. It probably will work for you too, but like, just do it. It keeps you safe. It maybe doesn't get you shot. And this ladder shit is so annoying. They really need to fix this. It's been so long now, but I keep getting like sidetracked. Okay, so another thing about getting higher stats. Learn the good specialists to play. Now there's a handful of specialists I will play, and them being Crash, because Crash will increase your score per minute. I mean, if that's kind of the stat that you care about, yeah, play Crash. Throw down your ammo on home spawn, on the home spawn flag, on each beginning of the new round in domination. Your TAC 5 gives you some points. It is what it is. It's not like the biggest thing for score per minute, but it is probably the best one for score per minute. Now, the second specialist I will play when I'm going for like high kills is Tempest, because the Tempest is actually overpowered. It is the only one, I believe, that is able to have a chain effect. And when you just turn a corner and you bop someone in their spawn and it knocks down everyone else in their spawn, it's so fucking fantastic to just get those easy kills, and those easy kills count towards your nuclear. I used to play Seraph prior to them nerfing the aim assist on the Executioner. Now I don't play it because it's just like, what's really the point? I mean, I did play it even after the nerf, but now that I've switched to Tempest, I don't really see the point in playing it. Anyways, that's all for this video. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in